I remember in high school, Nick Gilbert and another friend of ours who played the tuba and I did a complicated project about the Scarlet Letter where we did a weird, I don't even know, what do you call it, where it's somebody does kind of a spoken word thing and then there's the tuba backing them up going bum 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 bum.
Like a spoken word thing.
Yeah.
Like you told a story over music. I don't know what you call that exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember the full lyrics, because the only thing I can remember was that there was a song where it was there was Roger Chillingworth sitting on the beach. Bum, 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 bum,
yeah,
bum,
right.
Bum,
yeah,
bum,
yeah.
Bum. And then Hester Prynne did Walk By. I can't remember any of the, but it all rhymed and we had it all worked out.
It was like a nursery rhyme.
Exactly, about the Scarlet Letter. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 4, Episode 23.
Yeah, we're going snowboarding this week, right?
It's the start of Disc 2.
Yeah. Wait, we're not... Are we going to make it snowboarding this week? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, we're going to Snow Town.
But at the start of... There's all kinds of other...
I think there's other snow stuff. Snowboarding will happen within a week or two.
I think we're going straight to Snow Town.
Yeah, it's the start of a new day. The last we left off, Aeris is dead.
Mm-hmm.
She died, and then so did we. We did some game overs.
Yeah,
our first game
we
overs.
died a few times in a row there.
And then we ended the night. That was the end of night 4, I think. I think we said it last week. It's so hard to keep track of what was what.
So just to take stock, at the end of Disc 1, what you know is Sephiroth is crazy or something and wants to take over the life stream.
Yeah, there's the Promised Land.
He might not be Sephiroth, but that you're running into.
And the ancients have a power that if you collect all the power of the planet in one spot, then you can be a superpower.
He's like, if I want to take over the life stream, I'm going to summon a meteor, and I'm going to stand where it's going to hit.
Yeah, because...
And then the life stream
comes to heal the wound of the planet, and that's going to be the ultimate wound, and it's going to send out all these coagulation agents.
Right, and Aeris was doing something... I guess hypothetically that could thwart his plan, so he killed her.
She was doing some kind of prayer thing down there. We don't know what that's about.
And
her beautiful materia was lost to the depths of the ocean.
The reunion still hasn't happened.
The reunion still has not happened.
Does the reunion happen? I can't remember.
I don't know if it ever happens.
That's where we're at. We gotta find Sephiroth.
Yep. I think this is the midpoint of the trip to the cabin. We're halfway through the trip. Mm-hmm. We've got 3 days left, I think.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have some breakfast, and then we're going to get started on Disc 2. Mm-hmm. You guys all ready? Well, I hope you are, because we're going to start either way.
Even if you're not, we don't give a shit, so
let's go. Yesterday, I think, we were talking about how I, never leave the apartment. Mm-hmm. And I think it was, a few days in, and I was like, I'm not in my apartment. I was, starting to just, feel uncomfortable.
Really? Gee, I believe you. I believe you, because you really are, it's I go over there to work, and even I'm like, man, I'm at Jeff's all the time.
Right? So, I like being in another environment, but I think that was, 3 days in, I was like, but I'm not at home.
You gotta get your away legs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think I got them under me, because last night I, got into bed, and I was like, why am I not in my own bed? We're just playing video games.
Oh, I love sleeping in other beds.
But
Well, it's a good question. I mean, my mom was like, why?
I know. Which also reminded me we should go on, if we're going to try, a fishing
I was going to say, maybe we should go at least look at the lake.
Yeah. See the lake. I would like to do that maybe around lunchtime.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good to me.
Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men.
It's going to not sound good to us for whatever reason when it gets to that time of day. I think because we're both looking at the clock going, we could leave, but it would take a few hours, and then that's a few more hours we're going to have to play once we get back to your house, because, we're not going to finish.
We're only starting Disc 2. There's 3 of them. I was also thinking for lunch that we could do burgers or... Oh, the tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
Another option.
Same meat, different
arrangement. Yeah. And then I was also thinking this morning that we should probably go get another chicken and another beer can. Because holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I would do that again.
That was so good. Dude, this fucking game.
I know, that end of the disc is like so devastating.
The way he kind of breaks down and goes into rage mode, but like is just like describing certain feelings, like my fingers are tingling. Like it's like this kind of like shock rage that's building.
Yeah.
As Sephiroth is behind him, being like, I will do everything, and I'm gonna be awesome. And he's like, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
I'm excited to see where it goes. Because obviously Cloud, like, has been avoiding confronting things about himself.
Well, he
doesn't know.
Yeah, like, right before that whole sequence, Cloud is like, I'm not sure if I want to know these secrets. And then he goes and Aeris dies, and he learns all the secrets about himself, and he's like, fuck, sucks that I know all these secrets.
I don't think he knows them yet, but I think it, like, puts it in a perspective where he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, we gotta stop Sephiroth.
Right.
I gotta figure out what's going on, obviously.
Well, that's the thing, it's like the whole game up until now, you're like, we're supposed to stop Sephiroth, and I'm pretty sure I know why. Now I really know why.
Yeah, when I woke up, it occurred to me, I was like, he's saying he's gonna, like, absorb the life stream. Mm-hmm. And we know that Aeris is now in the life stream with the Ancients. Shit. And it's like, to me, I'm like, the last chance to, like, save her soul. Like, it's like she's gonna become part of Sephiroth. Like, fuck that.
Yeah. He's gonna suck up her soul.
Like, I don't know that they hit that as clearly as they should have, but I think that's, like, the idea that they're going for. I also love that it's like, Shinra is really bad, but, like, they were messing around with something mystical that they didn't understand. And that's, like, they're in way over their heads, too. They have no fucking idea, like, what they've unleashed.
That parallels the last game. With Aeris and, like, doing that voice, too, I really got into her.
We're not going to be doing that anymore.
I mean, partly, thank God.
Yeah, it was like watching you die. You're like, ah.
Yeah, but I was actually, like, really enjoying it.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want for breakfast?
I don't know.
I was thinking we had those bangers.
Yeah, we could just cook some eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel like cooking at this second.
I know.
I'm hungry, but I don't really want to cook.
But maybe I will cook some eggs.
Go for it. I would eat whatever you cook. Oh, I need some water. Started a sentence, had nothing to say.
Oh, isn't that the story of our life? There's some coffee here.
Yeah, I'll have a bit in a second.
You grab me the eggs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a big mess of scramble. What are Mexican bowls?
I think they're under there.
Oh, here's a saucepan.
Fucking shit.
It's hiding in like a mixed bowl.
I knew there had to be one. I was just like... Yeah. Also finishing that first disc, waking up this morning, I was like, yeah, I think I can feel good about spending another like 8 months looking over this. Like, I think it'll be... Yeah. I think it'll be worthwhile.
How do you feel about that statement that you just said?
Well, I'm not going to say that it's not worthwhile.
Right.
Look, here's the two options. I could do this, or I could spend all day screaming at cars with a handful of peanut butter. So,
you made the right choice.
It's so weird. It's like I can't even think about like how it's going to turn out or what it's going to do. I just tell myself like, no, yeah, this is the right thing for you to be working on. Don't even think about it. Just, You're going to be doing this. Just do it. Enjoy it. But you're going to go crazy. Yeah. If you really think about it, you're gonna absolutely lose your mind.
Yes.
Get scared.
That is exactly
it's
the
like
truth.
my higher subconscious brain is like, the board has approved it.
Like, don't question
it.
You're just an infantryman. Like, if you have to follow orders, otherwise the army is fucked.
The sun.
The stillness and the quietness is just so beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then we're gonna pop in disc 2.
Follow the bird.
Follow the bird. So the way it works is at the end of disc 1, you save onto the file, and then it loads that save file
onto disc
2. Mm-hmm. Quite possibly the greatest game ever made. Game Fan Magazine.
I mean, when it came out, I think it'd be hard to say that it was not in the right, it's like...
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. And that's a magazine just for game fans.
Yeah, so it's legit.
Mm-hmm. An epic adventure across 3 CD-ROMs. What begins as a rebellion against evil corporation becomes much more.
Oh, yes.
And what erupts goes beyond imagination. With vivid landscapes, lush 3D animation and environments, Squaresoft's multi-million-dollar masterpiece...
What are you reading this off of?
I think this is the back of the CD.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't even have the...
Yeah, we don't have the player's guide.
Which we now have in voiceover, but like at the time, all we had was the disc, so I think I'm reading the blurb.
Right.
The letter I in the word masterpiece is literally in the wrong place on this print.
Oh, there's like a misprint?
Like, look at where the I is in the middle of the R, and like up a little bit.
I can't find masterpiece. There's a lot of words. I believe you.
There. It's in that one.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
That's another thing, is we're having a hard time controlling this, but you gotta remember, there were a lot of games that were way worse.
Oh, I do,
Everyone was putting up with it and going, it's 3D!
Right. And then this was like, no, it doesn't have to suck, though.
Yeah. Ooh. How does disc 2 start?
Let's find out. Oh, that music. It starts us here. In the City of the Ancients with no
cutscene, no nothing.
Yeah, it starts you weirdly directionless.
Right. Well, I think the last disc ends with you dropping Aeris into the ocean where she sinks down, and then you go into one of these ancient huts, one of the big seashells, and like Cloud has a little speech.
Right. This is like right outside of that seashell.
Right. So we step out of the seashell, and disc 2 begins.
Should we go back to where it happened?
no story. Yeah, let's go back to where it happened and go, no!
Aeris, we went on that date that one time.
Sephiroth. I wonder which way he went. Was it left or right?
Ugh.
It's right.
Yeah.
It wants us to go right.
Cloud, when they're like, as soon as they're like, which way did he go? Cloud like gets a headache and can
sees a vision of him going right.
Oh, he's over there. I wonder which way he went. Oh, there he is.
Right, and the direction you're supposed to go is the one you tried to go on earlier, and Cloud stops and goes, not this way yet.
Yeah.
But we've forgotten about that, I think.
But I'm like, well, we got to re-explore the City of the Ancients before we go on.
Yeah.
Hey, you all right? Sephiroth said to me, head north, past the snowfields. We should probably do what he says.
You know what you do in snow? You bored.
You bored. You bored. And yeah, I want to run into those surfer guys. There's a goldfish? Or clownfish?
Back in the building where we descended that crazy staircase to Aeris' death room, they've now blocked the way down that staircase with a projection of a clownfish. There's like a hologram of a clownfish and a sea anemone now where there used to be stairs.
And so you can't get down to the real City of the Ancients.
Yeah, you can't walk through it. You never go back down. This fish is always there. And it's so random. It totally feels like a thing that if you explored the whole game, you would find like the song of the clownfish or some crazy item that would like make him go away. And then you can go
back down there.
Get like a secret material. But that's not the case. There's just a fish.
The clownfish is just there. I mean, the truth is, down there in the ancient city doesn't exist on disc 2.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
But like a ghost clownfish.
Oh, that was where we went down to go in. We can't go back.
Right.
Okay, it's blocked now.
Yeah.
By a clownfish.
By a clownfish.
Sure.
And then there were these lights that were talking. Think I can get them to talk now?
Some of them, I don't know. Well, like, we couldn't understand them.
Right, because Aeris wasn't going to translate. Now that language is gone forever. Forward, into the unknown. What?
There's like a spiraling giant spine, the size of a spiral staircase that you can hop up on each vertebrae of.
It's kind of like the outside of like a conch shell, you know, like the spines that stick off of that kind of going up around.
And so we hop up to the top of one of those.
Wow.
that box. I'm glad I did that accidentally, otherwise I wouldn't know where the fuck to go.
Viper Halberd.
I mean, the screen does not look like a place you could ever walk through. There's
Right.
no path here. Like, you press forward and Cloud jumps randomly from point to point across it.
The first fight of Disc 2.
Ground squirrels.
Weird design on these bones.
I think they're shells.
Oh yeah.
There's big shells.
What's the difference between a shell and a bone?
What's the difference between a shell and a bone?
Yeah, is it like technically like bone that's on the outside? Like is it like bone material but like on the outside?
No, I don't think so.
Huh. You learn something new every day.
I don't know.
It's a low standard for learning something.
No shit.
I'm not sure. And you're like, well, you learned something.
Well, we wind up in some kind of cave system that's growing into an icier cave area.
Yeah, this is like we're going to start shimmying between cracks in walls. It's a shimmy puzzle where you got to shimmy up the right cracks.
It's a real modern game where you gotta
You
shimmy.
got to do shit. Yeah.
How do I get back down?
I don't know.
The Hypno crowd. Sounds a lot like a slave crowd.
It does.
Well, I've got all the chests. Because I'm cool. Oh, I didn't realize what I'm supposed to be doing is that thing that you did as like a kid when you were in a hallway where you walk up the walls.
Yeah,
using
he's
your-
like-
Yeah, totally. Did anybody else do that when you were a kid? When you were small enough to like fit, you would go like hands to feet, and then like when you got bigger, you would go like a starfish up the walls of the hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
everybody
do
did that.
Yeah.
That wasn't just me. I haven't done that in years. I'm gonna go do that in my little hallway that I have here later on.
I mean, you want to try that right now? See if you still got it? Got what it takes to starfish up
Fuck
a
it,
wall?
let's do this. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard because I have posters in the way.
Yeah, I mean, you want to move?
I haven't
move
done
them?
this in years.
Well, what? So you're gonna try to shimmy up the wall?
My feet are like sweaty.
Well, I bet when you were a little kid too, it took less strength to lift yourself up the wall.
I'm a fucking 225 pounds. God damn it, I can't do this. Hang on.
Well, maybe we need to get some chalk.
Yeah,
Bare hands.
I feel like I need to like. All right. How do you do this?
Yeah, try like this.
I can't like. My feet are too slippery. How did I do this?
Is this? I mean, I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know that I ever successfully have done this.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you got to get the leverage. Now you're climbing up.
Well, that's because I'm not doing the starfish move.
Yeah, but you know this counts.
Oh my god.
This definitely counts.
Oh no, the nails.
How are you gonna
behind-
get down from here?
like that?
Okay, still got it.
I don't still got it.
You have
I used to be able to be like a fucking little
You have the
spider.
foundations. If you just practice this for 30 minutes a day, within a month, I bet you could just like climb up buildings.
I need grippier feet.
We got to get some gymnast chalk in here.
Yeah.
As I was talking about for the controllers anyway. We should probably just be chalking ourselves.
Chalk it up. All right.
Well, that was pretty good.
Grabbing a lot of those sources. I'll drop some on people. Whoa.
We climb out of this like little cave area we're in and are just like sort of on top of like a glacier in the mountains on the world map.
Back on the world map in the snow area.
Just in the middle of ice.
We're in the snowboards. Guess we're just going. Going wherever the land takes us.
Yeah.
Follow the only path.
Yeah.
Whoa, Chocobo Feet.
Nice chocobos.
And this is where we find also, like, these are the Chocobo Feet that we got to come back to again and again.
There's got to be better Chocobo at these feet. Should we get one?
I don't think we have any greens.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's so much more to do, isn't there? I feel like we've hit such a milestone. We gotta breed chocobos, we got a vacation house to buy.
Oh my god, forgot about the vacation house.
Those are two of literally, like, the worst things in the game we have left to do.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, we have so much.
Is this the strength town? STR? I think I'm reading the weapons shop sign, thinking it's like the sign out front for the town.
Right, we've made it into the snow town,
Yes.
by the way. Why is the snow music in video games, when you get to the snow area, always so good?
It's like Zora's Domain is almost
when
kind
it's
of
frozen, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like Donkey Kong Country, the ice areas
There's
have
like
good
a light
music.
beauty to it that's like calm and yeah.
I know Secret of Mana, you get to like the snow area
Yeah.
where you gotta fucking like kill Santa Claus or something. But
I haven't played that. That
I know
sounds
you haven't
great.
played it.
That sounds
But
interesting.
you go like find his anyway. The snow music, it's good there too.
What? Was that the sign for the armor shop? I love ice towns. They're such nice towns.
And now we've wandered into what we're gonna soon find out is Professor Gast's old house.
Right. In here, there's like an old computer that has some files on it.
Yeah, it's like a circular room that's surrounded with like 80s naval computers. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're watching like NORAD or something
Right.
in war games.
And we're like clicking on that old clickety-clackety keyboard and typing in play the video.
Yeah, and this is where we're gonna learn even more stuff.
Yeah, they start disc 2 with a dump of knowledge.
Play the video? Yes. What is weapon?
It comes up with a list of like 4 videos you can watch.
Yeah, one of them is called What is Weapon?
Yeah.
What is weapon?
It's a security cam video? Ifalna. Wait a minute. Who's Ifalna? Ifalna's somebody's mom.
I think that's Aeris' mom.
Can you comment on this thing called weapon? Yes, Professor.
For clarity, we're watching security cam video footage of this room,
From the same angle we normally see the room from.
and Professor Gast is talking to Ifalna.
Who's Aeris' mom?
This must be Gast, right?
I hope so.
The one the professor mistook for a Cetra was named Genova. That is, the crisis from the sky. The planet knew it had to destroy the crisis from the sky. You see, as long as Genova exists, the planet will never be able to fully heal itself.
So these are videos of Professor Gast and Ilfalna, who is Aeris' real mom, like an ancient.
Right. They're not the stepmom that we met at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Whose
and,
name I can't remember.
yeah, I can't either. Anyway, Ilfalna is telling the professor, basically she's like, look, you thought Genova was an ancient, but that's not correct. We refer to Genova, us being, I
The
can't explain
Cetra
this
as
without-
the crisis from the sky. And because of the crisis from the sky, the planet was going to produce weapon,
Yeah.
which is like a big white blood cell.
Back then, weapon was a weapon. The planet produced of its own will.
Why did they just call it weapon?
Yes, but there's no record of weapon ever being used.
Oh my god.
A small number of the surviving Cetra defeated Genova and confined it. The planet produced weapon, but it was no longer necessary to use it. So weapon no longer exists on this planet? Weapon cannot vanish. It remains asleep somewhere on the planet.
God, what the fuck?
Weapon is asleep.
So was weapon produced in the first place because of Genova? Is that what
yes,
it's saying?
I'm just gonna try to do my best to clarify.
Yeah.
In the very, very way back,
Uh-huh.
when the Cetra, I guess, owned the planet, Genova fell from the sky,
Uh-huh.
and they fought like a protracted battle with Genova.
Okay.
And the ones that survived, I guess, managed to fight it back. All the while, it's as though they had been developing the spiritual atom bomb that they just called weapon.
Okay.
Going like, that's how we're going to beat it. But then they beat Genova anyway, and they were like, well, I guess we don't need weapon.
But weapon can never die,
But
so
weapon
got
can't
buried.
vanish, so weapon is still here. Genova is not totally gone.
Is weapon separate from the life stream
I think-
coagulation plan?
I mean, I think like weapon was like willed into existence by the life stream, maybe. You know, like it's
and then they
not-
couldn't undo it?
yeah, it can't vanish. She
Is
said.
there one weapon?
No, that's the thing. Is they call it weapon like it's one thing, but there's like 7 of them. And by weapon they mean
They mean a monster.
kaijus.
They mean
Yeah.
a kaiju.
Even though Genova is confined, it could come back to life at some time. The planet has not fully healed itself yet. It is still watching Genova. Where is weapon? I don't know. I can't hear the voice of the planet very well. Times have changed. The planet's probably watching this situation very closely.
Okay.
What?
If the planet were conscious, I would hope the planet would be paying attention to what is happening on it.
Yeah, well, that would be good.
You know,
the Mother Nature being a helicopter parent.
Let's say that our planet is conscious. Do you think it's about to turn off the TV and look at itself and go what the fuck just happened to me? And just start,
it was looking away
clearing the
for the last
off
couple
of it.
hundred years.
Exactly, yeah.
It was whoa, you guys,
whoa, hold on.
Where did these ants come from?
Just get it. Oh, there's plastic everywhere.
How did this happen?
Better send in weapon.
Planet's keeping a close eye on weapon. Thank you, Afona. That will be all today. Well, that was the video on weapon. Let's play another video. The original Crisis.
Yeah. Falna, what was the original Crisis?
Camera's ready. Then, Afona, please tell us about the Cetra. You want to take
2,000 years ago, our ancestors, the Cetra, heard the cries of the planet.
2,000 years ago. There's a time loop.
Yeah. The first ones to discover the planet's wound were the Cetra at the Nola's
Pole. Knowles Pole. Tell us, Ifalna, where is the land of the Knowles Pole? This is like Passover. It's why do we recline on this night?
Nose Pole refers to this area. The Cetra then began a planet reading.
The bitter herbs are to remind us about the bitterness that the Israelites dealt with on... Ifalna, what exactly does planet reading entail? I believe the youngest of the family is supposed to ask these questions.
Right.
Boy, Jews in our audience are laughing their asses off.
I can't explain it very well, but it's like having a conversation with the planet. It said something fell from the sky, making a large wound.
A comet, perhaps?
I'm starting to think maybe Genova came from space.
Like a meteor?
Yeah, because she was Genova was the crisis from the sky.
Right. But also, meteor is the crisis from the sky.
It's going to be the new one, yeah, I guess.
Destructive magic brings down meteors.
I kind of feel like she's whitewashing the history of the ancients because we know that the Temple of the Ancients is a materia that calls a meteor to Earth. And she's going unrelated to our black magic that calls evil meteors to Earth. An evil meteor fell to Earth one day,
right,
causing a crisis.
It wasn't that we called it down.
Us. We didn't do that.
Genovo separately came. We also have the ability to do the same thing.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah, that's weird.
Thousands of Cetra pulled together trying to heal the planet. But due to the severity of the wound, it was only able to heal itself over many years.
70% of the Earth's population disappeared. It was a KT boundary. You can see it in the archaeological record.
Do the ancients, rather the Cetra, have special powers to heal the planet? No, it's not that kind of power. The life force of all living things on this planet becomes energy. The Cetra tried desperately to cultivate the land so as not to diminish the needed energy.
So are they saying spirit energy is what makes the ground fertile? To grow crops and shit?
Yeah,
is
that was...
the spirits of your dead ancestors?
I think in, Bugenhagen's original thing, he was the life stream's got to really flow around.
Right.
Because a tree grows here, and then a person dies here.
Just that it makes the soil nutrient-rich.
Yeah, or probably the absence of it makes it,
dead or yeah.
I don't know. I mean...
Well, the life stream is always being added to, right? It's never really being subtracted from.
Well, I think with the Mako reactors, it's generally we're at a loss here, operating at a loss.
But up until now, we've only been adding to it with more deaths of people.
Well, but I think there's never more or less,
Right, it's a cycle.
Yeah,
because the
water.
life stream then becomes reincarnated people or something,
or
water,
a bush, or
yeah, right.
It's oil, water, spirit.
Yes.
Even here, so close to the North Cave, the snow never melts. Is that because the planet's energy gathered here to heal its injury?
Yes, the energy that was needed to heal the planet withered away the land, then the planet. The planet tried to persuade the Cetra to leave the Nose Pole, but when the Cetra were preparing to part with the land they loved, that's when it appeared. It looked like our dead mothers and dead brothers, showing us specters of their past.
Whoa. Who is the person that appeared at the North Cave? I haven't any idea.
That's when the one who injured the planet, or the crisis from the sky as we call him, came. He first approached as a friend, deceived them, and finally gave them the virus. The Cetra were attacked by the virus and went mad, transforming into monsters.
Oh, okay.
He approached other Cetra clans, infecting them with the virus.
Jesus! What? Okay.
This is breaking everything I thought I knew.
I mean, it almost feels like they have all this extra lore that is just hurting the story.
Right.
It's too much. So It sounds like the Cetra, some Hojo type in ancient times, came around infecting people with Genova cells. Because that's what she's describing.
Maybe it is that. I didn't get the sense that there was like one of the ancients who was doing this. They've called the calamity from the skies or whatever Genova, and then they call the calamity from the skies him for hanging out and convincing the Cetra that he was cool and then infecting them with smallpox.
I'm just gonna headcanon a theory here that Genova fell from the sky, manifested like a person.
Okay.
You know, that went around going like, let me sell you on Genova.
I will be able to make the rain come to your town.
And I'll make you all crazy and Genova monsters, and then...
And then they all turned into Genova monsters.
Yeah, most of them, and then I guess they fought the Genova monsters off and made weapon, but didn't use it. And I don't know.
And then the Genova monsters were sealed away.
And the Genova, that's what Gast found was a frozen Genova monster, and he was like, it's an ancient.
We're following it the best we can,
Right
you guys.
in with your theories.
You don't look well. Let's call it a day. That's enough exposition for this video.
Too much exposition for just one video.
Play the video. Confidential. Daughter's record. 10th day after birth.
So then we crack into Professor Gast's, like, home videotapes, like his personal shit.
What are you doing, honey? Oh, I'm thinking of taping it on video. Oh, God. But the video's not working right. What are you going to tape? Is there still something I haven't mentioned?
So in this video, it's just audio.
Yeah, we cut ahead, and I guess Professor Gast and Ilfalna have fallen in love through all of these romantic interviews.
There's a 10-year-old baby, and they're going to talk about this and record it.
No, that's not it. I'm going to record my beautiful daughter.
Oh.
And her name is Aeris, and I'm Dr. Gast, her father.
And when she's sleeping, her face looks like an angel.
First, we have to figure out her name. We can take the video later. I've already decided. If it's a girl, it'll be Aeris. That's that. And if it's a boy...
No discussions.
You're so selfish.
But Aeris is a good name.
It's a good name, considering it came out of that forgetful head of yours. Right? Oh, the videotape. Play the video. Confidential. Daughter's record. 20th day after birth. Video again? You just got through taping.
Please don't say it that way.
I feel like there's a lightly implied joke there that maybe he was taping them having sex and then turned the tape back on and she was like, oh, more taping?
It's our lovely daughter, both yours and mine. Don't you want to capture her childhood on videotape?
If you keep doting on her like that, she won't grow up to be strong.
Aeris is different from the other children. I wonder what dangers await her.
Never say that. I will protect you and Aeris no matter what.
Aww. Look at that hug.
Damn. How dare they intrude on our private time together?
In quotes.
Uh-huh.
While he's videotaping it. I'll send them away. Who, the devil? Who? The devil?
The devil, I think.
Someone's at the door.
Yeah, in this video, Shinra shows up and ruins the party.
It's them.
I've been searching for you, Ifalna, or should I say, Cetra?
Long time no see, Professor Gast.
Hojo, how did you know?
Believe me,
Believe me. I had to turn it over to a stone to find you.
2 years I waited. That's how much I wanted this new sample. Ha ha ha.
I waited 9 months.
New sample? You don't mean Aeris.
Aeris? What a nice name.
Ha ha ha. That's it. I'm severing all ties with Shinra.
So Hojo shows up and is like, oh, perfect. You have the daughter that is my new experiment. I'll be taking her.
Mm-hmm.
And Professor Gast goes, I'm resigning.
Yeah, he's like, I quit. Hojo's there with armed men stealing a baby.
Please, Aeris has nothing to do with it. All you want is me, right?
Ifalna.
I'll need all of you for my experiment.
Oh, God.
You understand, don't you, Professor Gast? We can change the future of the planet. Don't worry, Fauna. I'll take care of this.
I love that we, found a file on Dr. Gast in, the beginning of the game, and it turns out that he's fucking Aeris' dad. Yeah. Please don't put up a fight. I don't want any harm to come to my precious sample.
What a funny-looking camera. Guard, destroy it.
Oh, but he forgot to erase the tape. Be careful with her. Ha ha ha. What are you doing, Professor?
Fauna, take Aeris and run. Yeah, darling. Oh, and don't forget the child. idea. The ancient's weapon? Mountain of treasure. Thank you, Professor.
Well, that's a lot of history. So this is where Aeris' mom was experimented on, and then they probably like fucked on this table, and she gave birth there too, because the experiment got hot. What the fuck? Or maybe they fucked on this bed.
Yeah, probably.
Turbo ether. Cool. They built the house around this tree, and this tree's like part of the structure. So they were experimenting in Snowtown?
I guess.
Now that we've seen the exposition house, let's explore the rest of the town.
Yeah.
My boy got hurt right about the time we moved here. I never should have brought him a snowboard.
Yes.
This is an anti-snowboarding video game. I want to meet those cool surfer dudes, and they're going to be like, bro, it's so cold here, we should go back to the beach.
I really hope they're here.
What is this? A children's room? Whimper, weep. He's got a sick snowboard. Or skateboard, or something.
Yeah, so in this house, in the kids' room, there's a snowboard.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, we can't get it yet. I forget what we have to do.
Why are you whimpering and weeping? Oh, because he got hurt. Duh. And that's the snowboard, and now he's hurt, and he's whimpering, and he's weeping. And he's here with his cat.
So we go into the inn, and there's like a map on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the map. Is this like a secret treasure map?
I don't know what this is.
The glacier map. It's a key item. My husband left 20 years ago, and he still hasn't come back. Boy, it takes a long time to get cigarettes.
God. Yeah.
He should at least be at the foot of the Gaia Cliffs. It's marked with a check on the map. So that's where the guy is?
Huh.
The foot of the Gaia Cliffs, and you're just waiting here for 20 years?
You haven't like sent a rescue party for your husband?
Yeah, and on top of that, she has a map with where she thinks he is
Right.
exactly hanging on the wall.
What?
Grandma, don't sleep so close to the fire.
Maybe that's like where she thinks his body is. Like he went out and died.
Probably
in the
died
glacier.
there.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you go do... She's not asking me to do anything with it.
No.
It's nearly impossible to reach the northern limits without a map. Wherever would you find one? If you're thinking about going to the northern limits, you'd better take that map on the wall. What nerve? You've already torn down the map? Talk to me. You're a person. Talk. You heard about the gnarly hill in this town? They tell me it's off limits. Or they told me it was northern limits. I didn't understand. We came from Costa del Sol to snowboard, but we were just about to leave.
And there they are. What a payoff.
Yeah, we were going. They said they would be here, and we were going, I wonder if they will.
And then they were.
And we're like, I mean, the world feels so alive.
Totally.
The speakeasy?
Yeah, looks like it.
I've heard that there's a snow woman at the Great Glacier that hates hot springs. I bet that. Yeah. But I think it's just a myth to scare off visitors. Doesn't sound like it would be scary. I heard some guy went to the Great Glacier in the north. What an idiot. Is he thinking about going to that hot spring? There's a hot spring in the middle of a glacier? Dude, this game's awesome. No matter how well equipped he is, out there in that cold on the glacier, I'd give him 2 days at the most. Wasn't it 20 years ago?
I think they might be talking about somebody else just went to go find the hot spring.
Okay.
We walk up to the edge of town.
It's a steep downgrade past here.
Oh, you don't say.
It's dangerous. Please don't go. I'm still going. Damn, I was just being nice. Oh, I should have said thank you for your kindness. Who are those people over there? Looks like trouble. Oh, the dog's barking. Oh shit, it's the president. Elena, there they are. Hurry.
So Elena, is she of the Turks or
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Shinra?
yeah.
Okay, of the Turks, with some Shinra soldiers show up.
Cloud. I won't let you go any further.
So Elena's been after us because she thinks that we're the ones who killed Sang.
Right.
Who's her boss and her secret crush.
We tell her it's Sephiroth that did all that, but she doesn't believe us.
And then I love this because instead of having a fight, she just sucker punches us and we get knocked out.
There's no way he can avoid my punch. Dodge that punch. Oh god. Wait.
Yeah, I thought that we were going to go into a battle, but it just lets you, like, dodge her literal punch that's about to come right now.
Why? Why didn't you try to avoid it? There's no way they can climb the Great Glacier anyway. Put them in some house in the village.
Could I have avoided it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it
think
was
so.
going to happen so suddenly.
So their plan is to underestimate us because there's no way we could go any further.
Oh, What's your deal? Oh shit, they're sledding. Look at that. Kid, talk to me. Who's that man? Give me your sled. The village is now under martial law. Kick his butt.
Yeah.
Stop it, there's kids around.
Listen, I probably shouldn't tell you, but I hear something big's going down up north. The president's gonna be there, so would you please just lay low for a while?
I love that the Shinra is like, we don't have time to deal with you. Could you just lay low? Like, we were Sephiroth dealing right now.
Anyway, you'll need a snowboard to get down that hill.
Oh, fuck.
Want me to teach you how to ride?
Yeah, maybe you should. Oh, God. Ugh.
The screen fills up with instructional text boxes.
Yeah, 3 different boxes arranged in different alignments, full of different, Instead of a tutorial, they're like,
Right.
read all of this.
Oh, we gotta get a snowboard. Let's go to that kid's house.
Oh, that kid's house. I tried to pick up the snowboard, but I guess...
Maybe now that we know we need one.
Yeah. I got hurt on my snowboard, and now I can't go out for a while.
Hey, I'll give you my snowboard. Be careful.
Snowboard in hand, we approach the top of the hill.
Yeah, ready for another really fun mini game here.
Okay, so... Go. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, God, get up, Cloud.
So we're going down the slopes on the
Yeah,
snowboard.
and you're trying to collect balloons along the way, which is really hard.
It's impossible to control this.
And this goes on for minutes.
Yeah.
This snowboard minigame is as long as like a full course from like 1080 snowboarding or something, maybe longer.
Give me a balloon.
I can't even get up to speed without hitting a wall or knocking
Every time
something
you
over.
hit anything, you stop. Like you come to full stop.
Give me the balloon. Oh, God. Oh, right, braking. Yeah! Balloons. Balloons.
Oh my god.
We. Fuck! Balloons. Yeah. Balloon. God. Fucking Christ. Balloon. God. I can't imagine the way people can speedrun this.
Oh, I've seen people who are really good at this.
Yeah, I believe that. I don't think that's what you're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, you're really bad at this.
I'm like unimaginably bad.
I don't know if you can be worse at this.
It would be very hard.
I got this. I got it. I got this. I got this. Oh, God. Oh, fuck! You either turn too fast or too slow.
I always remembered this being a spectacularly crappy minigame.
This is horrible. Balloons! Oh, I almost got them. Yeah, this is what it should be like. More like this. The whole way. Fuck!
This course has phases.
Yeah.
You go through like a tree part.
There's a bridge that you're supposed to go under, and I managed to jump and hit the bridge.
Yeah, it's like they built a few and strung them together.
Balloon! Balloon! Fucking Cloud.
Fucking snowboarding.
Like, how many balloons am I supposed to get?
I don't know that it matters how many you get.
Ooh, now I'm
In this round.
Now I'm ballooning up. Whoa! Oh, and they give you a shittier angle and then make you fall into the tree.
Yeah, you gotta like slalom through the fucking trees.
Fook. God. Yeah. God. It doesn't quite control as good as Mario Kart. Which way?
I don't know.
Well, I guess I took the easier, less double black diamond. Whoa! Oh, God. How many fucking obstacles and how
This is
long
long.
is this?
Yeah, now we're on an ice part with giant snowballs rolling across.
Yeah, just like crazy different every minute.
Whee! Oh. Whoa, we're going so downhill. Oh, God. The time is almost 5 minutes. Do I want these?
Now there's crystals in my way. Do you want to pick up the crystals?
This
Are
is
they power-up crystals?
Slowly becoming like the Chocobo track. Like it's getting psychedelic.
I guess you don't want them,
They do kind of look like something you'd want.
right? I did it.
There we go.
What the fuck was that? Do you get an item if you get all the balloons?
I bet you get an item if you do really well.
I'm looking at the guide now for this part of the game, trying to figure out what you get if you get enough balloons.
I don't think you do get
it. As
it.
far as I can tell, there is no reason to even try to get a single balloon.
Or try to get like a good speed down the mountain.
Yeah, there's no
I
reason
took more than 5 minutes to get down there.
There's no reason to try to do it well other than to make it over sooner. Like...
Ugh.
So it just sort of dumps you off at the bottom of a hill. I guess you run into like a tree.
Yeah.
And you and your party are just splayed out in the snow.
Right next to a single tree.
We totally wiped out.
Guess we're still in one piece. Everyone alright?
Of course.
Yeah, somehow.
So where do we land? We've jumped pretty far. Oh yeah, we got that map, right? Let's look at the map by pressing the square button. It sure is cold.
Haley, come on up.
We'll freeze if we stay here any longer.
Come on up, Haley. Or not, whatever.
You know, do whatever the fuck you want.
And that's where we're going to end for episode 23.
Yeah, we got a huge exposition dump of questionable value. Watching that again, I still go, does this illuminate things or make it worse?
There's a lot of information that, like, I feel like we're assembling one of those, like, insane rooms with the red
Exactly.
yarn
I think
that's
by the
tying
end
things
of this
together.
season, you and I will be like, okay, this is our official take on what happened.
But we just put a bunch of new posters up on the board going, how do these connect?
I know. Let's get the string.
Yeah. What is weapon?
What is weapon? You know, I mean, by the end, I'm going to have, like, an understanding of what weapon is, but not like a dictionary one.
No.
Just sort of like, you know, things you inherently know what they are because they're around.
Right.
Just
like,
by the end...
you know how water is wet.
By the end, you just accept what weapon is, you know? You just kind of go, I don't know.
Yeah. So that was a fun week. Next week, we do, like, some snow climbing.
Yeah, I actually really like there's some like weird mechanical stuff coming up where we got to navigate like a
snow field
blizzard or something that like the map rotates while you walk on it.
Yeah, and you need to use like markers to mark your way.
Yeah, and then you get to like a glacier cliff.
Yeah,
and to climb it, you got to stay warm, so you got to like rub your hands together. Yeah,
it's gonna be fun next week. Oh, do you want to go into the live stream?
Yeah, let's flip through the pages of the material world to the index and look at all of it.
All right, past the glossary, index it is. Let's go. It's a calming effect every time I come in here.
Just like reading an index. I know that's what I do to calm myself down when the nerves rise.
And then you can know everything that was in the book. Oh, I'm feeling the message. Okay, here it comes. The message says, "Hey, Jason Mantzoukas, if you hear this, call me." From Greedo Briefs.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Jason Mantzoukas, I mean, he's a brilliant improv comedian who is on many, many podcasts. I would love it if you listened to our show.
It would be great if you heard this. I really wonder what all of that
Greedo
is about.
Briefs. Yeah, that's very interesting. I remember seeing Jason Mantzoukas like 10 or 15 years ago in New York when he was a part of this thing called the Del Close Marathon, where they do 72 hours straight of improv. You could go all the way through the night, and it's 9 a.m., and they're doing improv and shit.
Oh, wow.
And he was a part of a show with Amy Poehler that was making fun of Boston comedians called Wicked Fucking Queer, and where they called themselves the Funny Beans. And they would be like, we're Funny Beans, we're looking for a one-word suggestion. And Boston is a ridiculous place, and I don't know why I'm telling this story, except that Jason Mantzoukas is great. He's in many, many things. He's a fucking great comedian. And if you hear this, call Greedo Briefs.
Yes.
If that means something to you.
If it doesn't, then I don't know. Well, that's a message. That's certainly a stray one we caught there.
Yeah. Well, it's floating out here in the live stream, and that's what we got. Should we get out of here?
Yeah.
All right. And we're back. If you're interested in a live stream message, they're $25 each. You just email nocatpodcast@gmail.com. That's NOCKAT with the subject line live stream. We do the payments through PayPal. We'll figure it all out. You can say whatever you want. So go do that. And with that, rate and review us. You know what to do.
Yeah, and get on that iTunes and give us some stars and then write some words down.
Write the words. Tell your friends. Go to the Patreon. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters.
Yes, a big, as always, huge shout out and thank you and love letter to our Patreon supporters who make this entire questionable endeavor possible.
Yep. That's patreon.com/NoCat. That's NOCKAT. Get in touch with us through @NoCatPodcast on the various things and get our t-shirts on Etsy. And mugs and shit.
Yeah, we have some pretty good merchandise up for sale. If you're listening to this well after release, there's probably even more of it now.
Yeah, you might go and find new shit that we're not even talking about.
You can find the desolate graveyard of our web presence. Yeah. I'm not sure when you're listening to this.
It depends on how much more Patreon support we get, I guess.
That hasn't been populated in years.
Yeah.
Or
it depends on when you're finding this
You're
audio.
either seeing that or you're seeing a thriving community of like-minded Final Fantasy fans and
oh god, we can only hope.
Whatever our other appeal is.
Whatever that is.
Sloppy Joe heads. But yeah, no, with the help of our Patreon supporters, I think there'll be a thriving Facebook page for years to come.
Maybe not Facebook, but there will be a social media presence.
There'll be a page somewhere.
Yes. And with that, here's a little no one can know about this dessert. Have we had a creme brulee before?
No, we haven't. That sounds good.
Let's do that.
Crack the top open.
Yep. Here you go.
And then that was the teacher I told you was like, I don't give out hundreds.
Yeah.
And we were like, we earned it though, you piece of shit.
He's like, yeah, but I already told you I don't do it, so why did you try?
Yeah, why did you try so hard? That's the real message he was trying to give. If anybody listening to this is a high school teacher and you do that move where you don't give out hundreds because nobody is ever perfect, go fuck yourself.
We very well might have listeners who do that.
We might.
I probably would never give out hundreds if I were a high school teacher.
Yeah, but as a rule, like, you would probably just effectively never do it because you have high standards, but you don't, like, make it a thing where it's like, my philosophy is that no one can ever be great because I was never great.
But then I would be like, but 100 doesn't mean you're, don't judge yourself by that.
What? How are the teachers?
Just a
that's
number,
like the
man.
But that's what, like, it's a value number. The judgment of the teacher based on your performance in the thing.
And then I'd be like, why do you care about my judgment so much, kid?
Just drop out of school, kid.
Yeah.
Why am I telling you that? Because I'm the only teacher that will.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of teacher I would be.
Look, all these other teachers around here, they're afraid that if they tell all the kids that, then we'll be out of a job. They don't want you to know. They just want to keep their cushy teacher jobs.